thank all the panel members for being here. But I also want to extend my deep personal gratitude to each and every one of you for saying enough's enough, taking action, doing the hard work, and changing the world. On that note, I am going to introduce the mastermind behind this insanity, Jerry Hoos.
Okay. I want to welcome everybody to this event. I've been looking forward to it for a very long time, and I think it's going to be an interesting and historic night. Today is Thursday, June 26, 2008. I want to take everybody back to Thursday night, June 26, 1969. This would have been impossible. The thought of a gay community center would have been impossible. The thought of a gay community was impossible. If there had been an advertisement for a gathering of homosexuals such as this, we would have been worried about being raided by the police, being carted off in paddy wagons, and it just would have been an impossible thing to even imagine for us on the night of June 26, 1969. On the night of June 27, 1969, things changed. And people like me, who had gone through the 60s as a very, very angry young person, furious at what we were dealing with as far as the police, the unfriendly atmospheres of the straight-run gay bars, the fact that, for all practical purposes, we lived our lives in the shadows. We lived in the shadows, and on the night of June 27, 1969, we fought back. Still in the shadows now. That night, many people that were there are here now. We all remember it a little bit differently, and that's all legitimate because everybody has different memories of the way things were. That night was a very important night. That was Friday night. There was a riot on Saturday night. There was one on Sunday night, and there was one on the next Wednesday. And I can't underestimate the importance of what went on at the Stonewall. But I don't glorify the Stonewall. To me, Stonewall was an extremely unpleasant, oppressive gay bar. We were not treated well at Stonewall. So the very image of Stonewall is not something I glorify. It's what happened to us at Stonewall when we decided we were no longer going to tolerate the garbage that had been thrown at us all through the years. Now, to me, I give the most importance to what happened directly after Stonewall. When gay people organized, we came together in organizations, GLF, GAA, all kinds of gay youth, all kinds of organizations. And those are the people that I give the real credit to where we are today. Yes, I very much appreciate the wonderful people that stood up at Stonewall and threw the rocks and kicked over the cars, and I see the wonderful kick line of the Rockettes with Marcia and Zazu Nova and all of those people. Sylvia, we couldn't have, there wouldn't have been a second step if it wasn't for the first step of that kick line. But to me, the important work got started in the weeks after the riot, when the first organization was formed, GLF. Now, back in the days of the Shadows, basically the only gay organization was a group called Mattachine. And I give them credit. I do give them credit. But Mattachine, even the name itself, had something to do with the court jester or the little jester. Even the name itself was, in a way, demeaning. It's not something that I really feel helped get our pride on, as GLF and JA and the other groups that came afterwards did. Now, what went on that year between the Stonewall and the first march changed everything for us, and that is basically the idea I thought of for this meeting. I want to have a discussion and a retrospective of what went on that first year that led us from the Shadows to that first year when we marched into the sunlight, arm in arm, a proud community, into the sheep meadow in Central Park. I get chills when I think about it, because it was one of the great moments of all of our lives that were there, and an important moment. So that's how I came up with the idea of from the shadows to the sunlight, because to me, in that one year, we went from the shadows and hiding to pride and in the sunlight. Now, I'm very glad to say that everyone you see here on the panel was part of that first year of GLF, GAA, Gay Youth. They were all there, and I want to also mention, and radical lesbians. Right on, right on.
Or radical radishes, we call them. Radical radishes.
And I want to mention that we're each going to speak. I'm going to give you the format that we're going to go on. We're each going to speak and say a little piece. And then we're going to have an interactive discussion between us, sort of like a GLF meeting. And anybody that was at a GLF meeting knows well, you'll see. After that, we're going to take a break so people can rest a little. And we'll come back after 10 minutes, and then we're going to show this footage that we have of the first gay march. Now, it's not very good footage. It's only 8 minutes, but as far as any of us know, it's the only footage. It'll give you an idea of what it was like. I am personally not going to talk about the march much until we get to that second part of the program. But on that note, again, welcome everybody. I'm very glad to see you all here, and I'm going to turn over the mic to my very good friend who I remember very fondly, Fran Weiner, if I said your name right.